It's gonna get. See, now I gotta wear socks all the time. I can't not wear socks around y'all no more.
Nigga, cause we already
waiting on that toe.
We already.
Niggas wait for that toe.
But we'll never be in sandals.
Man, how we say?
Ain't on the toe. All right, check out wear Jordan flip flops in this bitch. Hey, let's get it. Let's get it. Nah, you the captain of the ship today, dog.
Yes, sir. Run that ship. All right, man. Episode. Hold on. What? Okay. Speak between the lines. Episode. Shit. I wanted to say 36. Hold on.
You too far into the future, my man. 4?
It started. Yeah, we were on the Scottie Pippen shit. So 34. All right, man. Speak between the lines podcast. It's your boy Rez in the building.
Yes. You're also joined with J-Rock. He's in the building.
Davis here signing in.
All right, who's that?
I don't think he knows.
Dr.
Take
Strange.
control. Take control of the podcast.
The nigga off of Batman.
The nigga off of Batman.
The guy off of Batman. I can't think of his name.
There's a lot of them.
Nah, he was in Dark Knight Rises.
Okay,
Yeah.
I know who you're talking about. I just don't know his
my
name.
nigga with the fur coat.
Yeah, and the mask on his face.
Yes. It was extremely painful for you.
I mean, I don't know his name, but I know who he is.
Yeah, it's my nigga Bane.
My nigga Bane.
Bane.
Yo, you remember that fucking YouTube video where Bane was fucking rapping?
Bane. Yeah.
Actually, nigga had bars. Yo, speaking of bars, sidebar. Nope. Yeah.
Early.
Not even a minute into the episode. You already sidebar.
Are y'all into battle rap?
Not like I used to be.
Listen,
which wasn't much.
Listen, I wasn't heavy into it.
Yeah.
I heard a battle rap today, so shout out to my nigga D Woods. He put me on this battle rap. It was who was that nigga? Hold on, let me look this shit up. This is a classic, dog. When I'm talking about like somebody's getting sunned to death, it's Hitman Holla versus Averb.
Oh wow, I've never heard of anything.
Listen,
They nice with it.
the third verse, it was destruction. I'm not gonna play it, dog.
I'll say we got a clip.
You want one?
Well, you should put it on the soundboard.
Yeah, we could. I mean, we could do that.
Yeah. Let's do
Yo,
that.
but nigga, it's ruthless. We might actually need to react off of that. We might need to do a video off of that.
Oh, I like it.
It's sick.
I like it. I like it.
So sick.
I'm with it.
It's horrible.
I'm with it.
Yeah, so RIP to Hitman Holla.
Wow.
It was bad, man. So shout out to D Woods, man. But yeah, man. So it's been a minute. What? Couple days
Since when?
since we chilled all together.
Yes. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. It's been a couple days. Right.
Nigga said sure.
That's
All
what
right,
we're
cool.
going with.
So
Yes.
let's kick it off. Dubs and L's, wins and losses.
Damn, we going there already?
Oh, what you want to chop it up on?
I mean, shit. It's just it's a lot going on in the podcast world. You know what I'm saying? Joe Budden just got his deal with Spotify.
Hey,
Yeah.
shout out to
That
Joe
was the
Budden.
time.
Shout out to Joey.
Yeah, shout out to the Joe Budden podcast for that shit. That hyped me up. I don't know about y'all niggas. Like, I know we early into this podcast game, but to see a podcast get a major deal like that, I think is pretty huge.
I got a little emotional.
Yeah.
Yeah. Watching that video, I was just like, give me hope.
Yeah. You saw us, huh? You saw us.
Yeah. It was very humbling.
Yeah. And then no, real talk. Their grind was ridiculous. Like,
Yeah.
And you think about how many times that thing could have went left. Because remember, they started out with, what was her name? Marissa?
The chick, yeah.
Yeah, and that went left quick. This all really kind of came out of the Joe Budden Drake beef, just because he gave Drake a bad review and Drake, threw some shots and then Joe like spazzed, and all of a sudden their buzz was there, and then Maul just fit.
Yeah. Came out of nowhere, really.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. One thing about, because they did talk about it on episode 175, and you ended up sending us a clip of it, Rez. Like, they talked about their journey to that point from the beginning, and like watching that, for me, it was one of those things where it's like, all right, like people that have podcasts that are there for a long time, they go through shit. You know what I'm saying? 175 episodes, and not the whole time was peaches and cream.
Yeah, wasn't all laughs and jokes.
Yeah, it wasn't. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they had their issues. You know,
they had beefs.
Yeah, they had beefs. They had issues, but they decided to ride it out and stick it out. So I think that's, just based on what you sent me, I think that's the most important thing I got out of it.
Yeah, and
jokes.
And it's the value of like family. Like they're really, we see the hashtag Potter and family, but like they literally were a family. Because I remember at one point they were talking about how they were beefing. They thought Joe was keeping them from the bag at one point. Yeah, and that's kind of crazy. Like when you think about it, like dang. All right, well, Joe don't want us to eat, but he's on everyday struggle. And, he's, making money off rap and real estate and all this other stuff.
All that stuff, yeah.
And we just coming here, Ubering to Park's house. And not getting no bread. And it's tough when they put the bag in front of you.
And you say no.
And you say no.
Yeah.
That's a tough one.
It is, man. Oh, I mean, shit. I can understand how they would feel that way too, though. I mean, that's but tough. You gotta. I mean, I guess they had trust in Joe because they passed on a bunch of huge deals,
right?
Like a bunch of huge deals where it's like shit. But I mean, that bag finally came, and it must be a big bag because Roy definitely put in his 2 weeks notice.
Man, that bag was heavy.
His job, so
that bag had to be heavy.
Oh man!
Yeah,
and then I saw them on downtown New York. Like they had a big Spotify
billboard,
ad.
out and everything.
They are out there,
like out there.
They are out there, bro.
I'm sitting there like, and you know what? It's especially satisfying for me because I've been a Joe Budden fan since Mood Music 2, and my nigga never got respect ever. And I would be trying to put people on the Joe Budden, and they'd be like, all right, cool. I mean, he sound good, but he ain't hot. And then, I have to play certain tracks for them to actually start respecting him.
Yeah.
And he's in my top 5 most underrated rappers of all time. And this might be a top 5 rebrand of all time. To go from like being in hip hop, getting shitted on by Jay-Z because he got blackballed, having the problems with M and not being able to get that off.
Yeah.
And then this nigga beef with 2 Titans and still won. And that's crazy.
Yeah, man. He's doing his thing, man. So yeah, shout out to them niggas. Andrew Schultz, he got his whole deal.
Flagrant 2.
CBS Sports for Flagrant 2. They're doing a pilot for that, man. It's just niggas is making move with the podcast.
It's a podcast movement. It's a podcast movement. We late in the game, but
we still trying to get there, but it's all good.
Shit, what we like 9 months in?
Nigga,
yeah.
Wait, no, we're 8 months in. We ain't even 9 yet.
Yeah, we're 8 months. It'll be 9 months in like 2 weeks.
Good grief. Damn, we come a long way.
We have. We have.
Long way from your iTunes. What the hell? Your iPad.
From the iPad.
From my MacBook that we're still using. Don't get it twisted. We were just using the mic on that hoe. It was only one mic.
One mic.
It was 3 of us sharing. You know what? That's going to be interesting when we go back. And I'm finna start talking about admin shit on the podcast. But when we go back and look at the episode or listen to the episodes for best of, like we're going to hear how trash our audio was, even after we got mics. Like,
my episode 2 and 3 was a struggle.
Yes.
And you know what's crazy? When episode 2 first hit, I was like, nigga, we sound good.
We sound good as hell. We got these rented mics and shit. Like, we sound good as hell.
The Repo Man. Beep.
Shit, we was on borrowed time back in the day. Boy. Shit. But yeah, nah, man. I think that's gonna be interesting.
I remember that week to week. Hey, Rez, we got mics?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit. Yeah,
Rez would hit the group chat like, hey, man, I just tell y'all right now, y'all niggas might want to get y'all mics. Y'all might want to get y'all own mics. Shit, Amazon got deals, my nigga. Y'all might want to grab them hoes right now.
Hey, we need that Zoom 6 this weekend.
Oh, shit, nigga. Wow. I think this is going to be fun. So, yeah, we are going to be doing a best of episode. Be on the lookout for that. Episode 50, something like that. So,
maybe like Christmas, New Year's.
Yeah, Christmas, New Year's. So we'll see how the timing lines up on that. Yeah. We'll just round up.
Yeah, round up, carry the one. You know all that shit. All right.
All right, man. So Dubs and L's, wins and losses.
All right, so I got a loss this week.
Okay.
So my loss is because of my apartment complex. So a month ago, I told them, hey, yo, my air filter is getting dirty. I need y'all to come out and replace it. Okay, yeah, we're going to take care. 2 weeks later, Hey, yo, my air filter's still getting dirty. I put the press online. What's going on? Never changed it. Oh. So come last week, Saturday, in fact, every time the AC ran, it started dripping water from the condenser from the ceiling because it was so dirty.
Shit.
So Sunday, I go down and be like, hey, yo, my AC is leaking because y'all never changed the filter. It's like, oh, I can just give you a filter.
And make you change it yourself?
So I had to go home and change my own filter.
Bruh, come on. Hey.
Yo.
Hold on. That's when you put the 2 months in. Like, nah, I'm leaving now.
I'm like, yo, are you serious right now? She's like, okay, so I need you to go home, see what size it is. So we have 28 different sizes. We don't know which one yours is. Then come back and I'll give it to you.
Nigga, who is paying who to work here?
So
exactly, that's my point.
What? They got this nigga clocking in to get his own damn air filter.
This nigga Jared sounded, he sounded appalled. I had to change my own filter.
Then what makes it even better, I come home Monday from work. There's a service note saying that I changed the filter. Bitch, it's already changed.
Motherfucker. No, hold on. You are not gonna put me to work and then put a note on my fucking door saying that you service my shit.
Nah, because he changed and left the old one there to see that was another clean filter.
Bruh.
You motherfucker. You bum ass nigga.
Niggas ain't shit, man.
I need you to get a W-2 from these niggas and like.
Hell yeah. Clock in. Yeah.
Shit. Yeah.
Submit your time card, all that shit.
Yep.
So yeah, that was my week.
And doctor up them hours.
Shit.
So if y'all need to change y'all filters, call your boy.
Hey, he does it all, ladies and gentlemen. He cooks Benihana. Hey, hold on. Time out.
Cooks Benihanas?
Yeah. We supposed to be getting some of that, by the way.
Oh, you never came through with the Benny.
You never came through with the Benihana.
Man, what? We normally, it's too early in the morning when we normally record.
Okay.
It's late now.
It's very late now.
I mean, I obviously forgotten about Benihana since then. I was just giving you an excuse in the meantime.
Good shit. I was finna shout you out and say all the shit that you do. This nigga hang TVs and all type of stuff.
He does Benihanas. He fixes PlayStations.
Yeah, man. He jack of all trades.
Do a little bit of everything. I appreciate it.
Already. I had a win. It was a tiring win, but it was one, to say the least. You know, my daughter's birthday just passed, so we, you know, she's won.
One time for Alani.
That year went by. Yeah.
One time for Alani.
Round of applause for that shit. Shit, that year went by quick as hell, nigga. Like, as fuck, bro. Yeah. That shit went by quick. So,
shit, she gonna be in high school next year.
Nigga, for real. Oh my God, bringing niggas home and shit. I'm gonna have to pull a pistol. On a young man. But yeah, man, I guess that's my win. I was tired as hell too, dude, because it's like I had to take off, and you know, I got home late. We had to do all this shit, and then I had to work the day after. So, but it was all good though. It was fun.
Okay, well, I took a dub and a L. Wow, let me explain. The W was, you know, we were all feeling the high of the podcast successes from last week. And I was scrolling around on what was I on? I was on Podbean, and I saw Oprah had a podcast called The Master something. You know, she's a master of the universe type stuff.
Yeah, she is.
And little, I guess, podcast at the bottom of the page said recommended.
Huh.
And I see a mic.
Huh. Talk about it.
Huh. What that mic look like?
Talk about it. DR segment. Early in this bitch.
Hold on. DR segment in this bitch. Deep Friday! Hey! Mount up! Hold on.
So, where that one come from?
You don't remember that?
No, I didn't know we had that on the list. I didn't know what that was.
Oh yes, that one was clipped out.
Nah, but it's a little recommended podcast. Has a microphone on it, black background. Said speak. 5,000.
Hey,
5.2K.
Talk about it.
Downloads.
Talk about it.
I was like, wait, hold up. We recommend it now.
White lines between them.
Hey, hold up. Hey, Pa B know what's up, man.
Pa B know what's up.
They trying to put everybody else on. to what we got.
Shoot. Let's watch some downloads go. Nah, but we appreciate everybody rocking with us, supporting us. And so, yeah, man, we made it to the recommended podcast list on Podbean. So we definitely appreciate you guys for all the downloads, all the support, for sharing, liking.
So enough.
And subscribing. So that was my dub.
Okay, you said you had an L too, huh?
Nigga, I know we don't talk about this, but we got to talk about this. So I watched Power last night.
All right,
Jay,
y'all go ahead.
I know you don't.
Yeah, go ahead. It's good.
No, I know you don't watch it.
Yeah.
But nigga, I was livid.
I was mad at that episode.
I don't know if I've ever been so pissed off in my life.
Why were you mad? I wouldn't know if it's the same reason I was mad. Because to me, the episode wasn't terrible, but I was just like, come on, man, like for real.
No, okay, so here's why I'm mad. Because I got spoiled early. But my spoiler wasn't the same as yours, because you knew what was going to happen.
Yeah.
My spoiler was, this is the most impactful death, spoiler alert, this is the most impactful death in Power, period. That was a spoiler for me. So I knew someone was going.
Yeah.
So me and my wife, we watching, and we got an over-under. So we're like, okay, who you think is going to die? So she says, I think Angie's out of here. They're going to get Angie the fuck out of here. And I don't know if that's just the black woman hating on Angie.
Hell yeah. This Hispanic chick that came in here and broke up this black household. Somebody need to get her ass up out of here.
But and I was like, well, I think it's going to be Tasha, because for me, I felt like Tasha was doing so much. I thought she capped out. Like, I didn't know where else they could take that character. Because Jay, if you watch the show, you'll notice that she was dating someone that just ducked on her, like stereotypical black nigga shit.
Oh,
like,
she got ghosted.
Yeah,
Yeah. Nigga, Ghost put that fear in his life, and he was like, "Look, man, I'm not about what these niggas are about.
That nigga Deuce.
Let me pack my shit up." And
but
get out of
he
town.
did it like a nigga though. He promised to be there and did left.
On top of that, he texted her and told her, "Hey, come by
the house." He left a note.
Hey, come by, nigga." She got to the crib, that shit was empty. You remember that episode of Fresh Prince, the last episode of Fresh Prince, where the whole living room was empty? That's how that nigga shit was.
Nigga, when I saw that shit, it didn't look like Freshman. It looked like Will was walking through the house.
Bro, just standing in the middle.
But why would you text somebody to leave them a handwritten note? Nah. You gonna text me to come around in New York traffic to go to an empty
house? Because he didn't want to have that conversation on the phone because he little bitch. I don't like him.
No, I don't like him. I don't like him.
I'm a strong little bitch.
I don't like him.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have guessed them two though. I wouldn't have guessed.
Oh wait, who did you think? Oh well, you knew.
I knew.
Yeah,
I knew. It was spoiled for me.
So
being on social media.
So we thought it was going to be one of the women because we were like, well, Kanan's not important enough to be the most impactful one. Dre's not important enough to be the most impactful one because he still has to hit his peak.
Yeah.
So that wouldn't make sense.
Yeah.
And then everybody else, like the lawyer, like, okay, if he dies, who cares? So
you talking about Proctor?
Yeah, Proctor.
Okay.
And I like Turtle, because I remember him from Entourage.
Okay.
But the show ends with Tyreek, this little bum ass nigga, who's always fucking people over, who's always doing the whole shit, getting Kanan got.
Hey man.
Kanan got clipped for Tyreek.
Yeah. But here's the thing about that though. Tasha made him choose. Tasha made him choose. Hey, are you going to have your mother's back or are you going to have Kanan's back? And he decided to go with his mom's back. He rolled with family at the end of the day. You know what I mean? I'm not.
That sound good, but whatever, man. I was just mad. I fully expected 50 to get shot in the arm and walk it off.
That was my thing. I wasn't
50 characters dead.
Yeah, 50 died.
Kanan is dead.
Spoiler alert.
Kanan is dead. Spoiler alert. That was my one. I wasn't ready for him to die.
I wasn't.
But on that same token, after the episode ended, I was like, okay, with Tyreek ratting him out, like his character gets too confusing because he's already in so many situations. So I'm like, okay,
right.
If he stays alive, how does the writers of Power, like, what do they do with his character? Right.
What else is he supposed to do?
Right. What else is he supposed to do? So it's like, I understood that. My issue was how he died. That's why I was mad. I was upset because I wasn't ready for Kanan to die, but at the same time, I'm like, really, like, this nigga's been capping niggas all day, and you telling me the writers of Power killed him off by him driving off in a cop car and leaking out? That was it?
First of all, hold on. Let's rewind one episode. Another spoiler alert, Jay. Sorry. This nigga's clipping mob bosses.
Yes.
So I'm pissed off at the writers from the standpoint of how the fuck did Kanan clip a fucking mob boss by having the mob boss walk into an empty ass club? Why would you go to an empty ass club with one bodyguard and not be alarmed when you see nobody's in there?
Well, what's all dude?
Dre promised all the hoes.
Yeah. Dre promised all the hoes. There was hoes going into.
There was no hoes.
And that's been the issue with, because Power's writing has kind of been a little off this season, and I think that was one of those situations where it's like, okay, if I walk into this place and nobody's in that bitch,
I'm a mob boss. Why would I be? Nothing triggered your alert.
Yeah,
no spidey senses.
Yeah, you just see pieces of paper on the ground with arrows on them talking about bitches this way.
Nigga,
like,
are you
okay,
stupid?
All right, I'm gonna watch where the bitches are.
Come on, man.
But yeah, nah. See, it's that, and it's like, man, really, y'all couldn't kill him off any better way. Like, I wouldn't expect him to be dead after that. I mean, this nigga, he was just
he died whack.
He did die whack. I mean, and when you fight your way out of a burning building, I don't think.
Bro, he dropped the burning building on him and he walked it off, but 4 cops called him?
You couldn't walk off 2 bullets, bro. You say you got shot how many times, nigga? 9
times.
You couldn't walk off 2 bullets.
Damn.
Hey, 11 was too many. 9 was his limit.
Oh my god.
All right, man. But yeah, that's a spoiler for Power.
Yeah, sorry about that. So that was my L for the week, man. I don't know how long. I don't know. Power only got like 3 episodes to get that right, or 2 episodes left to get that right. So I don't know. But
yeah.
You know, we appreciate you guys. It's that time again. We know what y'all say every week, so yeah.
Feeling good, feeling great. Feeling great, feeling good. How are you?
Tweet between the lines, y'all. So, yeah, y'all pretty much want to tell us how y'all feel, and so we're gonna give that to you.
Yes, man. Am I going first?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, cool. So we got one tweet from BICBP Radio.
Shout out.
Shout out for them. They actually showed some love to J-Rock.
Oh,
he was saying some fire stuff on the last episode.
He was going kind of hard.
Said an hour and a half into the newest episode of Speak Between the Lines podcast, and J-Rock is on fire this week. Hand clap emoji.
You know what? Let's go ahead and give a round of applause for J-Rock.
Yes, bro. My guy gave you an exclamation mark and 2 hand clap emojis, nigga. So you were on fire.
I definitely appreciate that, man. Definitely appreciate it. What's the name again? Shout him out one more time.
BICBP Radio.
BICP Radio.
BICBP Radio.
That. Man, definitely appreciate it, man.
Yeah, man, for sure.
All right. So in other news, shout out to James Randall on the Hot and Spicy. So my man literally found an old video of ours and was like, yeah, them Hot and Spicies from McDonald's, they go really hard.
Oh my God.
You seem to disagree. So shout out to Mr. Randall 33.
Hot and spicy. All right, so for those who don't know,
yep,
we had Alex Sweet in for one episode. He was doing the episode on supporting black businesses, right?
Shout out to A-Sweet.
Alex went in talking about what's the sandwich? The hot and spicy.
The hot and spicy.
The hot and spicy, right? Hot and spicy.
It goes so hard, bro.
99 cents.
This nigga, he's talking about the wings, right? Is he missing?
No,
the
he's
wings?
just
talking about hot and spicy.
spicy.
Okay, all right.
Hot and spicy.
I ain't gonna go to the wings then. Never mind.
No, you can go to the wings. It's fine.
Them juiced.
So
Them Barry Bonds wings.
I never heard of a hot and spicy before. I never heard of hot and spicy.
Bro, I gotta take you to Louisiana.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna.
You know what? We gonna pack up. We gonna drive to Louisiana just for hot and spicy.
Let's go.
All right, as long as we use
I'm down for that.
As long as we use it, I guess.
But we gotta get the Louisiana combo. So we gotta get the Southern made.
The
Southern made
classic,
chicken goes hard.
We gotta get the Southern chicken.
Southern classic chicken.
Southern made is the donuts. Yeah.
Oh my.
And then we gotta hit the daiquiri shop. That's the combo.
All right. So
I don't think Abe ready for that.
what are you talking about? Donut. I had the chicken before. I haven't had the daiquiri.
You ain't had that daiquiri,
I haven't.
nigga.
Oh, and one more comment on that. Now I think about that. Shout out to _last Brandock. He said that the hot and spicy, just as a warning for you, Ave, is a hood meal So my order was 2 hot and spices, add tomato and cheese,
Yeah.
medium fried.
Boy,
no
let's
salt,
go.
And that comes out to be $4.60 something. That nigga wrote that. $4.60 something.
460
When's the last
something.
time he got that? Is that including inflation? Am I gonna be paying $5 for this?
If you eat more than 2 though, you gonna be on the toilet all day. So just FYI.
See, that's that bullshit.
I don't know about the salt, the fries with no salt though.
You know what? That's
know everybody
actually
on
the
a health
move
kick.
because when you get fries with no salt, they have to cook them fresh.
Yeah, that's fresh fries.
Oh,
That's the plug.
G.
Yeah, that's the move.
You know
That's the
what?
move.
And then you tell them, hey, give me a salt packet.
They were like, bitch, you said you didn't want no fries though.
So gangster.
Bro, fries with no salt with the salt
You gonna
packet.
get fresh fries, bro. Them niggas never.
I'm
fries
so
with no
with
salt.
dog. You know how many stale ass fries I done eaten at McDonald's trying to drown it out with salt?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Tell them boys, no salt, fresh fries.
No salt, fresh fries, baby.
Oh, that's an old hood trick, man. Okay, appreciate y'all. Like shit, y'all put me on. That's what's up.
Woo wee.
So yeah, what tweet between the lines, of course. Your segment.
We just did tweet between the lines.
Yeah, but you're supposed to give the whole shout out. You know, follow us on.
Oh. Hit us up, man. Speak between the lines. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Start a conversation with us. Let us know what y'all are feeling about the episode or our episodes. You know, somebody hit us up. A few people hit us up. One person hit us up saying that they just downloaded episode 1, which is cool as Podcast in the Jungle. And
Damn, that's throwback.
Yeah, throwback for real. And then
Nigga,
somebody,
what were we thinking? The coolest podcast? Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
the
shirt.
the,
The shirts.
the
Yeah.
hoodie from H&M. And then somebody said they were on episode 4. So, I mean, I guess people listen to our old stuff. That's pretty good. You know, our
I am
stuff isn't
curious
dying off.
why do people go all the way back to episode 1? But
I mean, we're
ain't
only
mad
in the
at 'em.
30s, so, you know, it's easy to start from the beginning.
Yeah, the one person I was talking to, they
You can
said,
definitely hear the growth.
yeah, we hit it, for real. The one person I was talking to about, they said, because I asked them, I said, why'd you go back to episode 1? She's like, well, I gotta start from the beginning. I was like, okay, I can dig that for real. So yeah, hit us up on our social media. Contact us at speakbetweenthelines@gmail.com. If you don't want, you know, your shit all on social media, you want to talk to us about something deep and intimate,
Like sponsorships.
like sponsorships and
deep, intimate
advertisements.
conversation. Let's talk.
I wonder if we like posted, like if we did like a whole. I know we have tweet between the lines, but if we had them ask us questions like advice questions, like in their everyday life, like, hey, I'm going through this. What do you guys suggest the best way to handle this? I wonder if people would like do that. Like we gave them our email, like would they hit us up like that? How do some podcasts do that?
Yeah, because then you wouldn't be all in the open, and we don't have to shout them out, so it could be anonymous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anonymous questions. Send the emails to speakbetweenthelines@gmail.com.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
that. Okay, that's good shit.
That is good shit.
I like it.
I like the host. I like it.
For real.
All right, cool.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and jump off with the first topic. So,
Damn, that was really 30 minutes.
yeah, y'all want to talk about power and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you had to be there.
Yeah.
It was
yeah.
disappointing.
Yeah, it was.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and jump off the first topic with a book I started reading this week.
Okay.
Title of the book is The Danger of the Comfort Zone. So chapter 1 is talking about entitlement and where that came from. So before we jump too deep into it, what do y'all think entitlement is? How would y'all define entitlement?
I'm trying to water down my answer because I almost said something that was probably slightly inappropriate. I think entitlement.
We are explicit.
Huh?
We are explicit podcast.
We are an explicit podcast, but you know we have to be mindful of our listeners.
Okay.
No, I think entitlement comes from a place where you think that life is just supposed to be given to you, and you're not supposed to just work for anything. I mean, it's just. I mean, there's a certain demographic of group of people that they have this sense of entitlement to where wherever they go, they just feel like niggas should just roll out the red carpet to them, and whatever they want, they get.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know. I don't even know if did I answer your question. Or I just give my definition of what was your question?
No, that's what is entitlement to you?
Oh, okay.
And
So
yeah,
I'll
you
take
answered
the
it.
comfort zone in. I think just comfort zone is just whatever you feel.
No, entitlement. Sorry.
Oh, I thought you wanted both.
That's
I just wanted
what
entitlement.
happens when niggas be texting.
Yeah. Texting.
I thought he said he wanted both. My fault.
What'd you say? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't hear it.
These niggas always catch me texting. I'm behave. I'm be good. I'm focused. I'm
Yeah, you
All
hear?
right. Okay, so for entitlement, yeah, it's just basically like you just feel like you deserve privileges that you probably didn't earn, just for the sake of having them.
Okay. Makes sense. So before we go too deep into it, disclaimer, I've only read the first chapter of this, so it still is a fresh book for me. So in chapter 1 is talking about where entitlement came from. And the answer surprised me. It's like entitlement started after the Great Depression.
Okay, I'm listening.
So it's, most people nowadays attribute it to millennials, the youngest generation out there, feel like they have a attitude is like, like you said, everything should be just given to me. But the book breaks it down. It's like, okay, after the Great Depression, America got back to work. A lot of people, men and women, both were working, and you had the creation of middle management and companies. There was a implied contract where if you came to work, and you did your job, the company would take care of you for life. And that created a situation where a lot of people just got comfortable, and a lot of people had the assumption, if I just come to work and do my job, I don't have to do anything else.
That's sick.
So
I see what you did there.
Right,
that was sick. Go ahead.
So when I read that, I was like, oh shit, that's actually pretty dope.
Yeah,
and
it is.
So it actually, book goes on to actually give the numbers behind it, where productivity was going down in the early 50s, 40s, leading up to a couple recessions. And then the first time that people were laying off was in the early General Motors eras. You had Ford and all these, big corporations where people were just working for years. They didn't have to improve their numbers. They didn't have to do anything. You had to come to work, and that was it. And you got a paycheck. That's when people had pensions. When if you just come to work, show up, do your job, that's it. And nothing else nothing else was required. And of course that mindset has slowly changed over time with some companies. But even in my life, I've had jobs where it wasn't stated, but it was understood, as long as you just come to work, you know what I'm saying? If you just show up and do the minimum amount required,
right,
you good.
Yeah, real talk.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So have y'all experienced that too?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Even in some classes that I took at in school, it's like shit. If you just come, If you just show up, because most of
half the grade.
Yeah, that's half your grade, because most of the time it's attendance anyway. But yeah, like if you just show up, you'll pass the class. So I think that, I don't know. That's you hit that right on the head, because I've definitely got that shit before.
Yeah, facts. It's crazy when you say it like that, because it's almost ingrained in us.
Even today, and like this is something that employers and companies have been trying to get away from for the past 70 years.
Wow.
All this, allegedly ended before we were even born. But as soon as you hear it's like, hey, have you ever had such where it's like, if you just come to work, you don't got to worry about, getting fired.
Yeah. Just show up on time.
Yeah.
It's hard. You really got to mess up to lose your job here. Like, I've heard that too.
I've heard that too.
Yeah.
I've heard that too.
So, like, which is crazy, because, like, I was at a job like that in Louisiana. I'm not going to say the name, but literally.
But the company starts with, no, I'm kidding.
Yeah. Or it rhymes with.
No, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it now. But, like, literally, like, all you had to do was just show up. And I remember the day that they fired, because came to work, say, hey, we're never gonna lay off, nothing's ever gonna happen. And I was working on an account with this company, and it was a certain group of people who was always like doing extreme shit, like, what I'm saying, taking hour and a half lunches, taking extra breaks. They never said anything.
Right.
They solely put everybody on the same team. And like the name of the team was called the Fishbowl Room, because there was a big glass where you could just look in from the walls and see everybody in it. As soon as I got everybody on the team, they walked up and fired the entire team.
Oh, that's gangster.
Damn.
Like,
talking about a chess move.
Wow.
When I say the entire team, the soup included.
Oh, they set him up like that?
They set up the worst soup in the company. Okay, we need you to watch the team. Had a great hours-wise. So had a good shift. Okay, y'all do it. 2 weeks later, security came in there. Okay, everybody go and log off the phones. we have a quick announcement.
Oh shit!
And I was on the team next door to him. I looked over. Everybody's getting walked out one by one.
Nigga, you was close. You was
Hell yeah, nigga, you talking about right next to him.
Man, but what happened next? Everybody else immediately
Tighten
on
up.
time.
Yep.
Everybody.
You gotta make an example of people, man.
Because
you gotta make an example of people.
Right. So when you no longer have the security, and that's one thing that the book talked about, people, what led to that, there was a false sense of security with the job. Your job was no longer based upon the customer being happy, it was the company being happy. So as long as the company's happy, it's making a profit, there was no danger.
Right.
And that's when a lot of business switched to, trying to make the customers happy, and that's your security net, which is one of the reasons why companies don't offer pensions anymore. Because pension is a way to guarantee that's your future, and the company can't guarantee that.
Hell nah, they sure can't. I was surprised they were making no promises back in the day though. Like, cause shit happens. Like anything can happen to where you can lose your shit. The company can lose their shit. And that's the crazy thing too, cause like you talk about making a company happy, but there can be a point in time for a particular company where what they're doing is bad business practice, and that affects you. So
Right. You done sacrificed your whole life for a company that all of a sudden they go under.
Hell yeah.
That pension ain't guaranteed no more. That's crazy.
Yeah. So that part of the book messed me up, right?
And that's the first chapter?
That's the first 11 pages.
Jumping that bitch off like, hey man, you in for a treat.
Like,
Man,
with this book.
I was like,
strap up.
like I literally read the chapter. Because the person who let me get the book, it was not my supervisor, but supervisor I know. I'm like, hey, I'm trying to work on personal development. Do you have any books I can read? Because clean off his desk, he had like a stack of 10 books, and so he handed me that one. I said, yo, I just read the first 10 pages. This book has blown my mind.
Yeah, right.
And so another thing that I'm gonna go into that's not in the book, but one thing it led me to is, as far as with people being stagnant because they don't need to change, that also highlighted why some companies are always increasing the goals. How what you do last year isn't good enough this year.
Right.
Go
ahead.
That forces you to always be progressing in life, right?
Right.
So, and which is crazy because the job I'm at now is like that. So the job I did 5 years ago, I can do that job with my eyes closed, sleep, but it forces you to become progressively better and better every year. So before I read this, I'm like, yo, why is this like that? I worked for a couple jobs like that. I'm like, why is it not good enough? Why is my best no longer good enough when 30 days ago it was good?
Right.
And so like now that I'm reading this, like, because if we don't push you, we know that you're not going to push yourself.
This is so sick.
I have a question about that.
Yeah, go ahead.
I have a few.
Okay.
Is there a point in time when you're working for a company where they push you so much that you don't even push yourself in your own personal life? Because I think that happens more than the push that you get from your job translating into the push that you get yourself outside of your job.
You actually threw an alley for me, so I'm gonna let y'all answer that, but I'm gonna come back to that. I definitely have a comment for that.
I think a lot of people, yes, they feel like the push from corporate is enough, so they get more complacent and personal.
That was my thought.
Yeah, that's exactly what my thought was. So, sidebar. What if? Okay, so what would happen? What do you guys think would happen if people took that same approach with their personal lives that corporations take with them? Where, okay, cool, you did this well last month. That ain't good enough no more. So, however much time you spent with your child last month, That ain't good enough no more. You got to spend more time with your child.
Oh, shit.
The type of dates that you went on with your spouse, with your wife, with your girl.
Those ain't good no more.
That ain't good enough no more. You gotta step your game up a little bit. Ooh. Should we get them? You know what I'm saying? That amount of money that you saved last month. Ain't good enough no more.
Ain't good no more.
You gotta step your game up.
Yeah.
What do you think would happen?
I think that shit would be crazy. Why I don't think that happens is because when you're at your job, it's somebody else putting those goals and metrics on you.
Right.
How many people really put that type of goal and whatever on themselves?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But think about how much better we would be.
So
Gee, shit, you're making me I'm thinking about doing it.
man, so that actually was the next point I was gonna make.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
So hey, we here. Let's go and jump into it. And that
was a good point, Rez.
After thinking about that, that was my next question. It's like, why don't we treat ourselves like a business?
Talk about it.
Right. So the question that I have for you to assert to reevaluate yourself to see if you do or don't is simple. Is your New Year's resolution the same every year?
Yeah, no.
If the one thing that you say, I'm gonna take this year to fix this,
Right.
when next year comes, it's the same thing. Because most people say, okay, I'm gonna work on weight this year. I'm gonna work on weight. 10 years later, you still
Facts.
working on
Still
the
working
same
on
thing.
weight.
That's facts.
You know what I'm saying? Okay,
J-Rock cooking. J-Rock cooking.
this year,
You smell it? This nigga's cooking.
man, you know what I'm saying? This year, I'm gonna get out of debt this year. This is the year I'm gonna do it. 10 years later, still saying the same thing.
Damn.
You know what? This year is the year I'm gonna fix my relationship with my family. This year is gonna be the year I do it. 10 years later, still doing the same thing.
Shit.
Man.
So let's deep dive on that then. So why does that happen? Like what at what point do you go from, I guess, starting the year off having a certain goal and then losing it? Like what I guess happens between the time of you getting it and losing it?
February.
Yes. that actually is 100%
what happens
it.
though? But what happens?
So
what happens to the
what most people do is they have the illusion that I have a year to work on this. I have 365 days to get this right.
Work, Jay.
So if I don't do it on day one, that's okay. I have 365 4 more days to go. I don't do it on day 2, that's okay. I have 365 and 63 more days left. I don't get it done the first month. I got 11 months left. So you have the illusion of time. So because of that, it's easy to go 6 months. Oh, I still got 6 months left. I can still work on this. I got time. We still in 2018.
Yep.
That's exactly what happens.
Yep.
Niggas set them up for the okie doke. Be like,
We're not gonna fall for a banana in the tailpipe.
them niggas.
As get to the end of the year, like, you know what? I'm gonna just start over next year. I'll just start over next year. Yeah, shit, you right about that.
That's real
Yeah.
talk. I got nothing to add to that. That was perfectly
That's
stated.
fire.
And it's funny that we started off, before we started, people talking about listening to episode 1. Episode 1, and what's one thing I said?
We talk about the New Year's resolutions.
By the yard is hard, but inch by inch, anything's a cinch. So you take that same goal.
Right.
I only got 30 days to get this done.
Talk to him.
I only got a week to get this done.
Talk to him.
So if you attack it on a daily basis,
Yeah.
you can make whatever it is happen.
Yeah.
But now it's like, okay, I have a finite amount of time to do it.
And you know what's crazy? Let's talk about this too, because this really piggybacks off of what Jay just said. Is when do things get accomplished the most in our society? At the last minute. Everything. Test is on Friday. When you start studying, Thursday night,
Cramming.
right? Football, we play. What happens? Fourth quarter. 2-minute mark. Time to hit that 2-minute drill. No huddle time. You get the most production out of the no huddle. So it's like, nigga, just run no huddle the whole game and you wouldn't be in the situation.
Then you look at basketball. What happened last year in the finals? Game 1. Great game all game long, but what happened overtime?
Oh, them niggas got cooked.
Yeah.
They said, "Oh, we only
It's
got
downhill.
7 minutes left. Let's go."
Yeah, Golden State got in their ass. The urgency. What Jay is talking about is urgency. Things happen when there's an urgency to it. I got 365 days. Shit, man. That's 12 months. That's a long ass time. Whatever. I'll get to it when I get to it.
Right.
Oh shit, I got this week. Oh, that's a little different.
Yeah.
I got a week to
Right.
get this done.
Yeah.
I got a day to get this done.
Right. So should people start setting shorter goals then?
Yeah.
Shoot,
Absolutely.
he said it by what is it? By the yard is hard.
By yard is hard, but inch by inch, anything's a cinch.
So yeah, a yard is a year. An inch is a day.
That's a good way to break it down. Shit.
Smarten up, Nas.
What's funny about that is, so
That's fire.
like 2 months ago, I said that I was talking about a do game that I did to put stuff on the dry erase board, to write down a list, make a list, everything you want to do, right? So that list was killing me. I wasn't getting half the stuff done in the list. So okay, so this past week, took everything off of it. I said, what are the 3 most important things I want to do today? And I went from a list of 10 to a list of 3. When it was 10, I may got 1 thing done. When it was a list of 3, I got 4 things done.
Okay.
So when you time condense it, okay, because that's how I start my week. Okay, what I need to do this week? Okay, I need to clean the room, wash dishes, fix this, fix that, do this, go here. And Monday came. Oh, I still got 6 more days left. Tuesday came. So the week came and went. Oh, damn, I ain't done nothing on this list.
Right.
Changed, okay, what do I need to do by today? By 10 o'clock tonight, when I'm ready to go to sleep, what needs to be off this list?
Right.
These 3 things. I got home, I knocked those out in an hour and a half. I'm like, okay, well, let me go and do something else before I start chilling.
That's dope.
So,
And it ties into the 6 Spokes of Life episode we did. So remember we talked about that episode. We talked about how it's about priorities. Or what's the priority at this point? So he had a list of 10 things. It's like, okay, well, that's a lot of stuff. No, I got 3 things I have to do. And all of a sudden, it gets knocked out. I saw a post today on IG. One of my homeboys, real successful business dude, he said, shout out to Total Gent on IG, but he put on there that nobody's too busy. It's about priorities.
yes.
Ain't nobody busy.
That is definitely true.
It's like, I'm too busy to go there. I'm too busy to go out. I'm too busy to do this. No, nigga, it's just not a priority. If it was a priority, you would get it done.
That's true. That's real shit.
So, I mean, yeah, miss me with the bullshit.
That's real shit. Hey, y'all niggas said I ain't got nothing to say. I ain't got nothing to say, man. Y'all on point, especially J-Rock. So.
Yeah, Jay, you bought in this one.
Man, hey, I give credit to this book, man. And what's exciting, this was just chapter 1.
Yeah, I actually kind of want to get your take on this as we continue. Like just different nuggets and thoughts that come to your mind. I do have a question though.
Yes.
Because you brought up entitlement, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong. I believe that you mentioned that it started with the Great Depression and then basically it snowballed from there to where people started feeling like, okay, cool. All I have to do is show up and do this, and in exchange, I get pensions.
Right. I mean, so think about it. Whenever we were younger, what did your parents tell you? Go to school,
Get the good
get
grades.
good grades,
Get the good job.
Get a good job at a company.
Yep.
Stay there 40 years, get the watch.
Yeah. That's
That explanation is what entitlement is. Just go, do it, and stay there.
They didn't know the smartphones was coming with them.
It's been slowly ingrained in
Wow.
our work nation as far as a work ethic standpoint goes, and that work ethic has been translated into our personal lives. And 100 years later,
You look like you got something on your mind, Dave. Go ahead.
Yeah, because when he first said something about entitlement, I wasn't even thinking about the work environment. I was thinking about what we see in society.
Right.
But how he's explaining it, how Rock is explaining it, anybody can have that type of sense of entitlement. All I gotta do is just show up for 8 hours and I get a check. Just show up for 8 hours, get a check. Just show up for 8 hours, get a check.
Yeah.
And so it's like it's deeper than just what entitlement is. Just deeper than just what we see on TV or on social media and all this other stuff, or people what they think they are. You know what I'm saying? Because when we see what we see out there, we may say that we're not entitled.
Right.
But if you're talking about it from the standpoint that J. Rock's been talking about it, and if you're going to work and you're just going just to do 8 hours just because you know you're going to get a check, and at the end of the week, I'm going to get a check, or at the end of 2 weeks, I'm going to get a check, and I ain't got to do nothing but show up. I mean, that's a sense of entitlement. Shit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I hate that I didn't take a picture because I wanted to quote something. I'm gonna mess it up. I'm gonna do my best to. So, the definition they gave for entitlement in the book was, from an employer standpoint, somebody who comes to work, does their job, and at the end of the year expects to get a raise no matter what they did. Somebody who comes to work from a perspective of fear, comes to work and does a job based on the fear of losing it, not based on what they need to do to keep the job. And the last one was, the employee. I forget the title of it, but it's the employee who goes to work and does the job and doesn't expect anything in return, but he does what's needed. He does what needs to be done in the job, and then the recognition comes because he's doing an excellent job.
All right, so I feel like this has laid the groundwork pretty well for this. So let me ask you a question. Who are the most successful people in our country? What type of person? What category would they fit into?
The last one. The last one.
Oh, no.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Okay, so like if you had to say a particular type of person is successful, what group would they fit under? Like category wise. I can give you the answer if you want.
I'm trying based on what type of category. So the first thing you like a hard working category.
Say
without no, I'll just say ambitious and driven.
Okay. We could do that. So let's say people who communicate, people who entertain, people who produce, people who sell, people who whatever. Mm-hmm. Like if those were the categories.
I would say all of them.
I mean, I wouldn't say just one because you have successful people who do all of it.
I would say one.
Selling and producing kind of go hand in hand,
and that's who I think is the most successful.
Oh, salesman.
The producer?
I think the producer, i.e. the salesperson, is the most successful person in our nation. And I think that bleeds over into multiple categories. Let's talk about it. Mm-hmm. Who's your favorite actor?
Will Smith.
My man,
Denzel, right? Oh, you got to laugh. That was kind of funny. That was kind of funny. He didn't even mean to do that shit.
I didn't.
That nigga say, looking. All right. You got Leonardo DiCaprio, you got Denzel, you got Will Smith, you got Jack Nicholson, you got all these greats, right? Mm-hmm. But they are successful because they're producers. They produce hits. They sell themselves on their talent, and when they get in front of a camera, they produce a certain amount of results. Hip hop. Mm-hmm. Why is Cardi B killing Nicki right now? She's producing. She sold herself.
Yeah, you can say that.
Blood issues. Go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, well, she killing her like from my number one hit standpoint. But the thing is, I wonder what would happen if we took that mentality as far as like becoming better salespeople. Not necessarily because sales has a negative connotation. People don't like sales, even though everybody participates in it. If a baby wants a bottle, they're going to hit you with the wah.
Yeah.
And they're going to cry until they get that bottle. They just sold you on the need for the bottle. If I'm trying to talk to a woman, I had to sell my wife on the fact that I was worth 10 minutes of time.
That's real.
Yeah.
That's real talk.
So what if we became better salespeople in whatever it is that we wanted to do? Because here's the thing with salespeople. They always got to do more. It never stops.
That is true.
They basically fit into that category.
I see where you're going with that. I like that.
Like, they don't have a choice. Salespeople always have to produce. They always have to get better. They always got to hit a goal. Mm-hmm. They're almost the ideal person to model after a roadmap to success.
Yeah.
Obama is a great salesman.
Yes, he is.
I love Obama. Michelle, great saleswoman. But it's weird when we say it like that because it feels like, okay, that's negative. Like, no, they're genuine people. Yes, but they worked on themselves so much that it just comes out. And they produce. When Obama steps on a stage, results happen. You know, when Denzel steps on a stage, results happen. When any successful person steps on the stage, they produce.
Yeah.
We can produce at work. We can produce in relationships. We can produce as parents. Well, we do produce as parents. It's just, are you paying attention to what you're producing?
We reproduce.
We do that too.
That was a good one.
Yeah, that was good. That was a good one.
But I do wonder, like, what would happen if we took on that mentality of like, okay, cool. Well, you know, I'm going to take on the mindset of a salesperson.
Yeah.
Because they have to learn all these techniques and skills that the average person will never think about using or doing. Mm-hmm. And they equip themselves for situations that they may not even come into contact with. They prepare for it before it even happens.
Right.
Why wouldn't we do that in our normal life?
Shit, because we would have to be pushed to that point. Because I mean, kind of like how this whole conversation has been happening, people just think they have time, and so they're just doing what they feel. I don't want to say it's right, but what they feel like they're allotted the time to do, which is just go to work and not do shit. But if they're pressed for time, then like if I knew I had a certain amount of time to live, then you would produce more because you know your time is limited. So I think people will have this mindset of everything's going to be there, so you don't have to work as hard, which means that sense of mentality that you're talking about as far as becoming a producer and a salesperson, I mean, it never happens.
Okay, so I agree with y'all. What if we took the mindset of time is limited? Because it is.
Yeah. And people say that, but I don't think people take it as seriously as it really is.
Yeah, it's pretty serious.
It's pretty serious.
It's very serious, but people say that, but have the expectation to live 70 years, 80 years.
Yeah.
Well, even that, I will co-sign it. I expect, please, Lord, but I would expect, you know, God say the same, that I would make it to my 70s, 80s, and, you know, we might want to cut it off around there. But, you know.
I need every year.
Yeah.
Right.
No, I want every year, but it's like when my farts turn to dust, it's like you don't even got to change my pamper. It's just like you just flap it.
There ain't nothing.
And it's
That's
clean.
nasty. That's gross as hell. That's nasty.
Yeah.
But I mean, think about it. So like, let's say an average person starts working in their 20s, right? Mm-hmm. We got a pretty short window to make as much money as possible if we're trying to set up for retirement. And, you know, back in the day, we used to get the watch. Mm-hmm. We ain't getting no watches no more. People barely staying at companies 5 years, 6 years max.
Yeah.
So what you got? You got your 20s, which you gonna fuck that up most likely.
Yep.
You got your 30s, you got your 40s, your 50s, and then by the time you 50, you kind of need to be transitioning. So if that's 40 years, and we know most people are gonna mess up the first 10, that's 30 years. That's not that long. Most people listen to this podcast probably 30 years old. Do you know how quick they got to 30?
But the issue is that, like you said, they think that they have another 30.
Which, I mean, in most cases, you probably do.
I mean, mostly, yeah.
I mean, but
modern medicine.
You have the illusion that I still have another 30, so I still have time to put it off. It's the issue.
Yeah.
Because if you can go through a whole year and no matter how big or small the goal is, not completed, it's like, okay, I have next year.
Right.
Then you have 30 of those next years to keep on pushing it off, and I think that's what happens.
Yeah, I agree.
That's real. I feel like what I can say something here. It's going to turn into a question, but it's going to turn into a piece of the conversation I want to end up having later on. But
No,
Nah,
we're
go
good.
ahead and ask
We
me.
rocking. We rocking.
I think
No pun intended.
right.
I see what you did there.
But I think one thing people need to do is just through all this, I think people become stagnant because they don't have anybody pushing them. Because what we've talked about so far is just, self. Like Reg, you brought up the point earlier where what if what did you say? You said what if fuck.
What if
what
we're
did you say?
self-made?
Nah, it was earlier. It was before it was earlier off. But the point I'm trying to make is
Something genius. No,
it was something genius. It was something good. But I think people they don't push themselves because they're not motivated to. So I think people need to become more accustomed to having accountability partners. What the fuck? Oh. I think people need to be able to hold each other accountable.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think if you have somebody who knows what you're trying to accomplish and get out of life, or even get through a certain period of time, like you said, we talked about earlier about shortening our goal time frame. If people knew what you were trying to do and you had somebody who could be on your neck, like hitting you up every day, like, are you doing this? Are you doing this? Are you doing this? I was watching a TEDx conversation. Well, hold on, I don't want to break off.
No, go ahead. We'll
All
get back.
right, so I was watching. Okay, so I was watching TEDx conversation, and dude was talking about how it was like a group of people, and they all had a goal for that day, right? And so they would go off, do their thing, and then they would come back and they would be like, hey, okay, what did you accomplish that you were trying to accomplish today, right? Like if J-Rock told me that all day my only goal is to eat quinoa and nothing else and drink water.
God, them bugs.
Yeah. And I'm like, all right, so day by day I'm gonna be checking up on you, like, hey man, okay, hour by hour or however long, be checking, okay, have you been eating quinoa, nigga? You been eating quinoa? I think people need that push. Because if that push is not there, then on top of people thinking that they have time to do something, people aren't pushed to do it. There's not enough examples in the world of people, I guess, pushing themselves or being pushed to another level that they just feel like that they don't necessarily have to do it. Because I know a whole bunch of people that want to drop weight, but they can't do it by themselves. They need somebody pushing them.
That nigga's eyeballs. Yo, that was crazy.
Yo,
Oh, I wish y'all could have saw that.
Oh my!
This nigga's facial expression.
which brings me. I want to ask J-Rock because I was thinking about when I was talking about this accountability conversation. I don't want to trust me because I don't want to deviate too much. I don't want to deviate too far away from what we were originally talking about. Mm-hmm. But did you ever get your
Pull-up bar?
Yeah, you ever get put up?
Yes.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Word.
One time for the pull-up bar.
One time for the pull-up bar.
With the Australian push-ups, Australian pull-ups.
That's what's up, man.
Hey.
All right, so to get back to what you were talking about, because you dig over a lot of good things, I want to do my best to address them. The first question is, so why we don't do it for ourselves, right? Mm-hmm. I think it's hard for people to acknowledge, well, what I did yesterday isn't good enough for today. What I did last month no longer is good enough. What I've done for the past 30 years isn't good enough to get me to where I need to go. That's a very hard philosophy to have about yourself. To no matter how successful you are, to say it's not good enough. I need to do better. So that's why most people don't push themselves, to that level. I don't know one person who does that. And out of everybody in my life, one. He's also the person who makes the most money out of everybody I know in my life. So it's a correlation with it. Number two is having the person to be accountable is most people aren't okay with being vulnerable enough.
There you go.
To say, number one, I want you to follow up and I want you to hold me accountable, hold my feet to the fire and mean it.
Yeah.
A lot of people will say it, but they really don't want you. They don't want you to come back with that smoke. Like, hey, yo, it's 7:00. What's up?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You said, you want to have this done by today. Where you at on it? You got 2 more hours left. What's your plan to get it done? Mm-hmm. So that's why is people don't really want to have somebody to hold them accountable for it. So you have to be vulnerable enough to be okay with having somebody come at you like that. And you have to find somebody who's going to hold your feet to the fire to do it.
You know, it's funny you said that, made me think about something. Like, how naive are we to? Because you're right. Like, we do as people think that, like, well, we don't want to think that what we did yesterday isn't good enough anymore. Mm-hmm. Yet we have the audacity to always want things to go faster
and want more,
and we want more. Yeah. We want a cell phone. That cell phone. Okay. Try going back to an iPhone 4, homeboy.
Try go back to a Razor.
Try to go back to a VCR.
Oh,
shit.
Nigga, 8 tracks. Man. Go back to that Walkman.
Hell yeah.
That cassette player that used to eat your shit and you had to twist it back up.
Oh, shit.
Like, I remember that from Home Alone.
Yes, I do, actually. It's like we expect everything. We genuinely feel like, well, technology, our cars. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're we don't treat them as like, oh, well, they're good enough. We always have to have something better. So what was good yesterday ain't good today. We treat that with everything but ourselves.
Yeah.
It could be the evolution of movies. You watch a movie from 1960 and you look at a movie today, unless that was a bona fide classic,
trash.
It's trash.
Right.
We listen to hip hop. We ain't trying to hear that shit.
You talking about real classic?
Like,
oh, no.
You know what I'm saying? We're not trying to hear that. We want some progression.
Yeah.
So I think the key is what you said is having people hold us accountable. But let's look at it from this standpoint. We can ask who's the most successful people in the world. Here's another answer to it, or another outlook or perspective to it. The ones with the best teams.
Yeah.
The people with the best teams win.
That is true.
Word to Steph Curry.
That is true.
You could be all bad by yourself. It don't matter if nobody's with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was the last thing I want to get to. He said, he's like, there's no example. There's a lot of examples, but we only look at where they're at now. We don't look at what got them to where they're at to be successful.
Right.
So
right.
That is true. That's a good point. Kind of circling back to the beginning of this podcast when we were shouting out Joe Budden and how they just got the Spotify deal.
Yeah.
But
get that one more time for Joe.
But yeah, man, you don't see what people go through. You just see that moment of shine. Like,
right.
I mean, I'm pretty sure there'll be a moment in our podcast where we get to a certain point and we're doing whatever. I guess live shows. You know, we put that.
Chopping it up.
We put that in our future like that. We speaking that into existence. But you know, when we get to that point, people are going to think a certain way, but they're not going to realize what all we've gone through thus far, and then what we're going to go through up until that point.
Right.
They're only going to see that moment. You know what I mean? Even when we do our own shout outs and post our stats and all this stuff, of our accomplishments, like people only see that. They don't see us. They don't see what we go through.
They don't see y'all driving 85 miles.
Man.
They don't see
past police to get to the house to
in
record.
the snow and rain.
Yeah. They don't see it.
Overheated house.
Yeah. Shout out to the AC, by the way.
Say, shout out to it.
My AC going hard right now.
Boy, it's beautiful.
But no, that's real. Like people don't like even think about the episode. Like Jay, you had to prepare for the episode. You had to read something, which most people past 18 ain't reading no books. You had to take notes, take something that you thought would be beneficial for people, and then communicate it in a way that would be effective for someone to learn. Like you don't just get on a fucking mic and talk if you have a podcast. Well, some of y'all do.
I mean, we did that for a little bit. I ain't gonna start.
No, we did.
Hey, that was admin work.
Yeah, we did that. We did that for a little bit.
On episode 30.
Oh shit, yo!
Oh man, that was perfect.
Yo, hey man, you gotta keep it 100 shit.
I'm fucking done.
Oh my god!
I mean,
shit.
but even then, you can't do that all the time. You can't.
I wouldn't even go in.
Oh, yeah, I'm trying. I'm trying
wouldn't even go in
to help you out. But go ahead.
Oh no, it's good. It's good.
That nigga through the alley like I didn't even know. No, that's nuts. Y'all don't. We'll figure it later. Anyway, what the fuck was I talking about? That shit threw me off. Oh, okay. Look, listen. All right. So accountability, right? Partners, having someone to hold your feet to the fire. J-Rock hit it right on the head. You got to be vulnerable.
Yeah.
Another key to success is fucking being vulnerable. When you need help, you need to fucking ask for help.
Yeah, bro.
Ain't nobody, dog. Every successful person got a squad. They got a squad.
That's
Football,
real.
dope teams, you got a squad. Basketball, heck, Jesus got a squad.
Yeah.
12 of them.
He got 12 of them.
Yeah.
And then they just recruited everybody else. It's dog. You gotta have your ace, man. You gotta have somebody that really cares about you, that you can trust to help you out. Who going to the gym trying to deadlift 300 pounds by themselves?
Right.
You finna die.
Yeah.
Man.
It ain't gonna work.
Nah. You need somebody that's spotting you.
You got to. Especially when them arms start wobbling.
They get the wobbling.
And your face start contorting. and one side of the bar go down.
Go lifting that bitch up, you hit a wall like, oh shit.
Oh, shit. It just got real. I'm not speaking from experience. I'm just saying. I've somebody.
Shit so heavy you can't even yell spot. You the bitch. Oh, nigga, for real.
Oh shit.
Man.
This is a good episode. I mean, I just want to chop it up on this. I'm good on mine.
What you got something else, right?
Shit.
Nah, that was it. That was all I had. Just treat your personal life like a business.
Yeah.
Treat your own development like you do development of somebody else's dream that you go build. 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, however many weeks in a year. That's what I got.
I love it.
And on that note, I think that's a good way to end the episode.
That is a great way to end the episode.
Shit, man. All right, yo, hit us up, man. Speak between the lines. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Let us know what you guys thought about this conversation. You got anything else?
Oh yeah.
Deep Rider.
Nigga. We going hard in this bitch. If you didn't know.
We going live. We going live. We going live.
We've been out for a couple weeks.
Oh,
Y'all
man.
thought we ain't been studying.
Bruh.
Oh shit.
This is fire.
That is fire, man.
All right, man.
Shit. All right, this King A signing off.
Join with J-Rock.
Yeah. Young Rez. 1.
Deuces.